Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Now we are going to discussing about NISM Series 6 Depository Operations mock test for Chapter 3. First question. Which of the following entities cannot become a depository participant under SEBI DNP Regulations 2018? Option A. Scheduled Commercial Bank. Option B. Stockbroker registered with SEBI. Option C. Life Insurance Company. And option D. NBFC. Correct answer is option C. Insurance companies are not listed. Eligible are banks, stockbrokers, NBFCs, custodians, R&T agents, clearing corporations, and foreign banks in Indian branches. Next question. A stockbroker DP must meet SEBI prescribed net worth norms. What is the correct phased requirement as per recent amendments? Option A 1 crore flat. Option B 3 crore within 1 year, raise it to 5 crore within 2 years. Option C 5 crore flat for all. And option D no net worth norms apply to brokers. Correct answer is option B. SEBI amendment is 3 crore within 1 year, raise it to 5 crore within 2 years. NSDL prescribes 3 crore, CDSL is 5 crore. Next question. Which document defines the contractual relationship between a DP and a client? Option A. Power of attorney. Option B. Rights and obligations document. Option C. KYC form only. And option D. Client master list. Correct answer is option B. Rights and obligations document. Next question. Which of the following does not require execution of an RNO document with a DBA? Option A. Resident individual. Option B. HUF demat account. Option C. FPI with SEBI filed agreement. And option D. NRI demat account. Correct answer is option C. Foreign portfolio investor with SEBI filed agreement. And certain international multilateral agencies are exempt from signing RNO separately. Next question. A clearing member has multiple accounts. In NSDL, typically how many clearing member accounts can be opened per exchange? Option A unlimited, option B 1, option C 2, and option D depends on DP. Correct answer is option B 1. NSDL allows one clearing member account per exchange. CDSL may permit multiple. Next question. Which identifiers are used to uniquely map a clearing member in settlement? Option A PAN plus Aadhaar. Option B CCCM ID, CMBP ID, and client ID. Option C SIN only. And option D trading code only. Correct answer is option B. CCCM ID is address for correspondence for a clearing member's account. CMBP ID is clearing member business partner ID. Client ID is the unique identifier of an individual client. Next question. A clearing corporation is allowed to open beneficiary accounts in depositories. Option A as a routine practice. Option B never. Option C only when permitted by RBI for constituent SGL facility. And option D only for mutual funds. Correct answer is option C. Clearing corporation cannot open beneficiary accounts except constituent SGL with RBI approval. Next question. Who can act as a clearing member? Option A only stock exchange brokers. Option B only custodians. Option C stock exchange members and custodians. And option D only depositories. Correct answer is option C stock exchange members and custodians. Next question. Which agreement is executed when a stock exchange itself does not act as legal counterparty and the settlement guarantee fund is with the exchange? Option A standard CC depository agreement. Option B tri-party agreement. Option C a different form of agreement has prescribed. And option D no agreement required. Correct answer is Option C, a different form of agreement as prescribed. Next question. Auto delivery obligations are not generated in which case? Option A, trades settled through rolling settlement. Option B, irreversible delivery out cases. Option C, early pay-in transactions. And option D, auction settlements. Correct answer is option D, irreversible delivery out cases. Auto DOs are not generated for IDO cases. Next question. Mr. Suresh bought 1000 shares of XYZ Limited via Exchange A. Settlement requires early pay-in. Where will his broker transfer securities? Option A, to Suresh Demat account directly. Option B, to depository's suspense account. Option C, to CC's designated early pay-in account. And option D, to issuer's account. Correct answer is option C. For early pay-in, securities move to clearing corporation's designated account, allowing margin exemption. Next question. Which statement about issuers and RTAs is correct? Option A, issuer must sign tri-party agreement with the depository and RTA for Demat connectivity. Option B, RTA can function without issuer approval. Option C, only stock exchanges provide Demat connectivity. And option D, issuers need no agreement with depositories. Correct answer is option A. Issuer establishes connectivity and executes tri-party agreement with depository and RTA. Next question. Which of the following Demat accounts is maintained by intermediaries for temporary holding? Option A, clearing member account. Option B, pool account. Option C, BO account. And option D, issuer account. Correct answer is option B, pool account. These are used by intermediaries for temporary holding before onward transfer. Next question. A depository participant executes a transfer of securities without BO instruction. This is option A, permitted if DP suspects fraud. Option B, permitted for idle securities. Option C, not permitted, BO instructions mandatory. And option D, allowed if for proprietary trading. Correct answer is option C. Transfers require explicit BO instructions. DPs must not misuse client holdings. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe for more chapters.